My mother-in-law gave us an electric stove some time ago. It's not an ordinary stove. It's a bit high-tech. Matagal na daw sa kanya yon pero hindi niya ginagamit. Kaya binigay na lang sa amin. So we gladly accepted it because we knew it would come in handy. At tama nga, isang araw, naubusan kami ng LPG at nabitin yung pagluluto sa ulam. So, we got the electric stove out of the box, set it up in the kitchen, and turned it on. And it would not turn on. I tried to push all the buttons I could find on the stove, but it wouldn't work. Naisip ko tuloy, siguro kaya binigay sa amin, baka hindi rin niya alam paganahin. And that's when I remembered to look at the manual. So I got it out, read it for a few minutes, and finally figured out how to operate the stove. And I thought, I should have looked at the manual from the very start para hindi na delay yung lunch namin. I think my behavior is very common among us Filipinos. We're not really used to reading. So even when we try to operate machines or gadgets, we ignore the manual and we try things out for ourselves. We figure out how they work. Mahilig tayo sa trial and error, di ba? And only after having tried it out and not being able to make it work, out of our frustration, we consider looking at the manual and actually reading it. Well, in most cases, we find someone who has the patience to read the manual, and we just ask the person to teach us how to use the gadget. Funny, right? But that's the same way we approach life in general. We figure life out by trial and error. Unfortunately, we get more errors with our every try, and we pay for the consequences of those errors. And that's not funny at all. If you would care to read the Bible, the Apostle Paul actually has good advice about a better way to live our lives and avoid the pain and the cost of errors. Paul wrote a letter to his partner in ministry, Timothy, and he told him about the value of the Bible and how it could be used. All scriptures is breathed out by God and profitable for teaching, for reproof, for correction, and for training in righteousness, that the man of God may be complete, equipped for every good work. The Bible is not just a collection of literature. It is a book that is alive. It has a power to penetrate our innermost being, our very soul, our inner man, that we are transformed by that power into righteousness if we yield to it. The scripture is infused with the breath of God. God breathed his life into scripture. So we, when we read it, we discover life as God intends it to be. It's as if the words of the Bible are the breath of God himself. Through the scriptures, we discover God's will for humanity. If we walk that path, he will allow us to flourish as human beings. But if we set ourselves against God's will as revealed in scriptures, we put our lives at risk. So, avoid the painful and costly consequences of living life through trial and error. Take time to read the Bible and open your heart and mind to be taught, rebuked, corrected, and trained in the ways of God, so that we will be equipped for the life that God meant for us to live. As we learn to conform our lives to the teachings of the Bible, always remember, faith matters